Welcome to another episode of Mexican in the Kitchen. Today I'm going to try this sauce. I just got it from the store I usually get my Mexican ingredients, and I hadn't seen this before. This Herdez is quite a known Mexican brand. They have a lot of really good sauces. They have the green sauce and some sauces for tacos and that kind of thing that you can just have on the table, use them on your food, or you can also use them to cook. This one sounds really good because I really like Poblanos. I've mentioned Poblano peppers, I've used some before, but I'm really curious about this because it looks quite creamy, looks quite nice. And this is a flavor that you cannot really find often outside of Mexico. It's one of those things that you can get in a can. Sometimes you can get the fresh Poblanos, but it's not so common. And I really want to try this because I would like to have this maybe on pasta with some chicken. And I think this could be quite a good thing. I don't know if you can use it straight from the jar or you need to add some ingredients or make it into a bit more of a sauce that you can pour on the pasta. But okay, I think it's a bit spicy. I can feel it a bit on the back of my throat. So I think I'm going to add some cream, maybe some chicken broth, and that way we'll make it into a more subtle cream that we can use with our pasta, with our chicken, and let's see how it works out. I will be using about 250 milliliters of chicken broth. If you don't have chicken broth, you can just get one of those chicken stock cubes, throw it into some hot water, stir until it dissolves, and you can use that. Keep in mind, those cubes are enough for half a liter of water, so if you are using just a cup, then you can use half of it. I have a pot full of water. It's on a 4 out of 6 on the stove. I added some salt. This is just for boiling the pasta, so just do it as you usually do. I usually do it this way. I wait until my water is boiling, and at that point I'm going to throw my pasta in there. Just wait for the amount of time. The package says it's usually 9 minutes, 12 minutes, depending on the type you're using. Once our pasta is ready, we're just going to strain it, remove as much water as possible, and we are going to set it aside. Of course, I'm showing you this step by step, but if you do this at the same time as the sauce, then it's way better. For the sauce, I'm just going to open the jar, throw everything into a pot. The pot is on a 3 or 4 out of 6. As you can see, there's still a lot of sauce in the jar, so I'm going to take my chicken broth, just throw it into the jar, close the lid, shake it, and then our chicken broth will take everything with it. We'll just throw everything into the pot. As I said, this sauce is quite spicy and I really liked it, but if we are going to cover our pasta, our chicken with this, we might wanna reduce that a bit, so I'm going to use 200 milliliters of cooking cream. I have added all of my ingredients, and you might notice textures and colors are quite different, so what I want to do is just mix everything until the color and the texture unifies and looks as one. Here I'm going to let you decide. I think the saltiness is right. I don't think it needs more salt nor seasoning, but of course here you should taste it and just adjust to whatever you prefer. At this point there's not much to do. I would just keep stirring from time to time, and once it starts boiling, then we are done. My sauce just started boiling, and as you can tell, the texture is way creamier, so this is really nice. This is what we wanted. I'm going to set this aside and I'll prepare my chicken. For cooking my chicken, I'm going to go with a very simple preparation. I just have a pan on a 4 out of 6. I have some canola oil. It's already warm. I'm going to take 2 chicken breasts and just set them there. For seasoning, I will just use some salt, some black pepper, and I will just let it cook there for about 7 minutes. After that, I will just flip it, give it another 7 minutes, and after that it should have a beautiful crust. It should be still quite juicy, and this will work perfectly on top of our pasta. After this time, I will just slice the chicken. Of course, if you want to chop it into smaller cubes and just throw it into the pasta and mix it there, it's perfectly fine. But since I don't have anything else, I'm just going to top my pasta with this. I put this pan on a 4 out of 6. I threw my pasta in, and then right away I'm going to throw my sauce. After that, I'll just mix everything. I want to give it some time for it to absorb all the sauce. And after this, there's not much else to do. We can just serve this and enjoy our pasta. this is our end result. And of course we could add some cheese or some vegetables, some other things, but I think the end result is very beautiful, it's very tasty, quite cheap. This is how I made this poblano pasta. I must say I was really surprised with this sauce, because by itself, yeah, it's a bit spicy, it's a bit of a strong flavor, but once you make a bit more of a thin pasta with the cream, with the chicken broth, it becomes more of a subtle flavor. And this pasta tastes really good. It's not as spicy, so people that don't usually eat that much spicy food, or that might think maybe some chilies are a bit too much, can still eat this. Of course, it depends on person to person, but I think this is quite mild already. And it goes really nice with chicken. You have a complete meal here. It's also quite cheap because it's just one salsa bottle, and you can easily make perfect amount for 4 or 5 people. Just add some chicken. If you're vegan or vegetarian, I think this sauce doesn't have any milk, it doesn't have any of those kind of things, so it's still quite friendly. You can substitute the chicken broth for maybe some vegetable broth and just add whatever else you want on the side, or just have the pasta by itself. I would maybe add some vegetables next to it. It goes really nice, it gives a lot of flavor, quite easy, quite simple dish. I hope you liked the video, press like, subscribe, all those kind of things, and see you in the next one.